Good morning, Raymond. Good morning, Inimwa.
Good morning.
Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Raymond. I'm so happy that you're back. I'm just,
Okay.
Raymond, what is this look of mistrust on your face?
Because the source of the thing is something else.
But it's good to have you back. Charlie, how was the weekend?
Great. It was wonderful. My weekend was super.
But he said, how was your weekend? So obviously it was your weekend, not our weekend.
Yours was also good, I know.
Yes, it was. Yes. It was actually. But it's good to have you.
It was exceptionally good for me because I saw 5 of my colleagues pick up awards at the GJA Awards. Congratulations once again to all of our friends
who have... know that we have been sacked. Since you say your colleagues now, it sounds like...
I said 5 of my colleagues. I didn't say my only 5 colleagues in the world.
But have we been
Raymond, this one.
Okay, moving on.
But let's also say congratulations to all of the 36 journalists who were awarded over the weekend. Big congratulations to Bernardino Koku Able.
Yes, Journalist of the Year.
PAV Answer Journalist of the Year. Yes, Bernard, you're a big man. Good morning to you. But let's start anymore with the Daily Heritage.
Yes, okay. On the front page of the Daily Heritage, dismissal sparks more chaos at KNUST as UTAG and GAUA declare strike. Ghana Togo inaugurates border post, and Accra Psychiatric Hospital to be demolished.
The Herald is reporting this morning recalcitrant to whom MCE fighting communities and government shares expired fertilizer as gift to cocoa farmers, and multi-million-dollar financial losses incurred in the process. There's one on Opon Kroma running away from creditors, and there's also one on Yoko probing offense and MP over compensating cash. That's on the front page of the Herald.
On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, Bernard Avila wins 2017 Journalist of the Year. Stop beating journalists. Kojo Opon Nkrumah urges and condemns murder of Saudi journalists. Government meets UTAG Tewu SRC today.
And the picture of Bernard Avila together with the GJ President Roland Afemone. The man, he has big English.
You mean Dr. Roland Afemone?
He's big English.
And obviously a picture of your very good friend as well.
Yes, Professor Henry Bosu is also on the front page of the paper. And Graphic, that's the paper I'm holding, has a new MD, Benjamin Atuafol. He used to work here. If you didn't know much about that, that's also on the front page. But you are saying that they should stop beating journalists, right? Now, Kojo Opon Nkrumah has been talking on the front page of the Day Graphic to say that they pay them well. So when you stop beating them, pay them well. He'll be a big man.
Very, very big man, Kojo. Good morning, Minister of Information. He's still designated, isn't he?
Yeah,
even after the vetting.
They've not done
the approval. All right.
On the front page of the Finder, 200 new cars for police. President pledges to make service more efficient. Rigwell Training Center granted ISO certification. Think Global Generational. That's according to Dr. Awal, as he charges businesses, and Africa's progress hinges on industrialization. That's according to Senor Hosi.
The Economic Times is reporting this morning 10 million Ghanaians has no pensions plan, and tallow oil to raise production to 180,000 BPD in Ghana. And also, what you should know is Ghana is likely to miss inflation targets. It has a picture of the governor of the Bank of Ghana, and those are the stories the Economic Times is presented this morning.
On the front page of the Daily Guide, CCTV cameras pick KNUST bad boys. Obed, that's Dr. Obed Asamoah, takes on Todbe Afede over OT region, and NDC elects women and youth organizers.
Now, the Ghanaian Observer is reporting this morning, and let's be clear, Dr. Obed Asamoah is within the region of the OT proper, so you know.
That's where he's from.
Yes. Now, the Ghanaian Observer is reporting this morning, vote buying rocks NDC elections, delegates grab mobile money, dollars, tricycles, shoes, and everything you may want to get in this particular case. There's also a story about government will continue to serve you with development. This is the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, saying here. And there's a story about the President attending the G20 conference, Compact with Africa, 18th OECD Forum on Africa 2. All of those are the ones re-reported by the Ghanaian Observer today.
On the front page of the Today newspaper, residents chase away EC officials. Gold Coast begins payments to its structured finance clients this week.
Now, the Chronicle is reporting this morning, SHS students are not delegates. This is from Bagben, who is contesting former President Mahama for the NDC flag
bearership.
said
Yeah,
that don't go there. They are not
he
part of it.
shouldn't go and campaign in
That means
senior
that
high schools.
He's been a member of parliament. He's a strong man in the party. He has never seen any single delegate who is in senior high school. Don't go there.
Maybe there's a first time for everything, isn't there?
There's also another story about Adan Singh, who is shocked that there are 162 students in JHS1 class, and he's been meeting some 57-year-old lady who is now in JHS1.
162
in a
in
single
one
class.
classroom.
Yes.
That's like a lecture hall
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's-
yes.
without any speakers.
I'm just worrying about how the contact hours are going to be like,
I'm
how the
wondering
guys
about
going to
the
monitor.
heat they are going to be going through in that classroom and how they can concentrate if they are being taught.
Well, the former President Rawlings has been speaking to. He says reject bribe givers. This is to the NDC ahead of the next election anyway.
And finally, on the front page of the Gold Street Business, Hotels Association woes deepen possible NADMO levy looms. Health financing in crisis. Only 1% of health budgets goes to mental health care. And the Ghana Standards Authority to introduce import certification of electrical cables in 2019.
Now, let's start with the KNUST one, right?
Yes.
Because that was exactly a week ago, and you heard in the news report earlier today that the incident started off as a demonstration. The students had alerted that they were being oppressed. They were actually going through very serious difficulties. So the alleged brutality of 10 students and one alumni apparently engaged in morale. You know morale, right? You know.
Yes. Sheen Jama.
Very good. So they were engaged in morale, and they said that they were attacked by security on the campus. This prompted the demonstration. The demonstration turned chaotic at a point in time. They ended up allegedly destroying properties belonging to the university and also other cars, and you could see pictures and videos of this. It happened exactly a week ago. After that, the school was shut down by the university council, and all of this was happening with the basis that 5 halls, including another one, had been converted into all mixed. There used to be some which are not mixed. For example, the University Hall and also Unity Hall, they are not mixed halls. They are now being converted into mixed halls. So you can have on the floor, first floor female, second floor male, third floor female, or first 2 floors female. Then the rest of the floors will be male in this particular
Like
case.
Saba Hall.
Yes, like no, Saba is the opposing floors. Only because the annex.
Yes,
The
Saba Hall
Oponglo
annex is
part,
what I
yes.
want to say.
The Oponglo part, then you see first 2 floors is female, then the rest of them
So
are
the
male.
last floors that are male, no, that is where all of the action is.
They changed the thing along the line. They realized that if you put the boys at the top, they make noise.
So did they brought them below? Has that changed the noise?
No.
Exactly.
The Oppo boys have not changed their skills at all. So that is what they intended doing, and this action happened. The university brought females to the floors that were supposed to be there. The gentlemen were opposing some way, somehow. And I've heard some in Commonwealth also say that when they tried to do the same thing, some years ago, they did the same thing. They went on bathing in the hall naked. They went on moving around naked. So the women left the hall for them. And this did not happen some time ago. But in the case of the KNUST one, they finalized it. They went to court. The court still threw out the case. Alumni opposed the decision. There was a lot of opposition from the students and other groupings who were saying that don't destroy it. And that's their main argument, our tradition in this particular case. Now, later on, the demonstration happened. The chaos happened. The school then was shut down. And then the government stepped in. There's a delegation were told who went to Kumasi to go and meet all the sites. When they met all the sites, the agreement, according to the ministry, was that form a new, dissolve the current university council, form a new interim body that will take over the responsibility of the university council and also investigate the matters that led to the chaos. And also, the constitution of this particular new body was problematic. UTAC raised concerns. They issued a statement later on. They were concerned about having one side, that's the students being represented on this council, and not the vice chancellor who really will represent convocation being on this particular council. Then later on, they issued a statement saying that we are officially withdrawing our services until you restore the old council. They were supported by the Ghana University Administrators Association. They are also the registrars and the other people in the school.
Yes.
They're also supported by the TEU, the Teachers and Education Workers Union. The FUSAC, the Federation of University Senior Staff in KNUST, also supported this. So virtually everybody in administration, everybody in teaching position, and senior staff qualified to be in the school all supported the decision by the KNUST UTAC. Now, National UTAC said it could not decide for the other schools. So today, as we speak, they are preparing to go and hold a meeting in all the campuses so that they all decide whether they are supporting UTAC and also withdrawing their service, which will mean that virtually all the universities in the country all the public universities, to be clear, will shut down if indeed all the lecturers decide to support this. And this has happened in times past. They've gone on strike for different reasons, for salary, for other things. But this one is just in solidarity with what's happening at the KNUST. That's one. And it looks like it's an interesting development. We know that students' activism of this sort has led to shutdowns before. But in this particular case, the university administrators and the vice chancellors are in support of their colleague vice chancellor. Professor John Japon said it.
The head of Vice Chancellor's Ghana.
Yes, he's actually the University of Health and Allied Sciences in Ho, the Vice Chancellor there.
Yes.
He was pro-VC and Lagos some time ago. He said that they have seen that there's no justification for the decision to put in this interim council. They are fully behind the Vice Chancellor of KNUST. One other thing he said that it is surprising because most of the complaints the students are bringing out now were not before the University Council, the KNUST Council. He said it. That's last Friday.
Yes.
So today, we will get to know whether the lecturers will back it. Now, look at it this way. University administrators are for it. The vice chancellors are supporting the decision. It looks like the only grouping that is with it now, and we also saw the KNUST SRC president issue a statement saying that, please, we said we wanted your intervention. As for council, they don't deserve it. Bring back our old council. Now, virtually leaving government in the cold alone for its decision, and the students virtually joining their lecturers when it comes to how the council is supposed to be opposed. We hope to see how government will react now. No government's first reaction is, okay, we brought you on board. You said we want a representation.
Exactly.
We brought you on board. Come on board now. But it doesn't look like they are satisfied. They just want the old council restored.
It's interesting for me because it seems the SRC got some concessions from the old council before it was dissolved. So there was this statement that was released that said that they had met leadership and leadership had agreed to a number of decisions, some of which included even the conversion of the mixed halls. And so they seem to have been getting their way at a point. So what really informed the decision to form a new council is what we need to interrogate now. How government came to that decision. And of course, we heard Yabuabe Ansama over the weekend, communications director for the NPP and member of parliament for Denton, over the weekend speaking on Newsfile, talking about how the situation was a bit chaotic. It needed a pragmatic solution, and this was one of those pragmatic solutions that were brought about. However, stakeholders seem to have found consensus away from government's decision. We need to see what government will do now. But anyway, we will be discussing this issue further today on the show, so you want to stay with us as we're joined by concerned students of KNUST. Anymore?
Yes. So we know that there was a 23rd edition of the GJA Awards over the weekend, and Minister of Information Designate Kojo Nkrumah has been speaking. Now, he spoke about a matter that is very dear to our hearts. He talked about violence against journalists. He did mention the story of Lateef Idris and the fact that the government is still working with the police to make sure that the people who assaulted him are brought. Raymond, really?
Raymond, stop laughing. No, Raymond, stop laughing.
I know why Raymond is laughing.
You see, I am sad that the institution called the police service in this country that's been able to dig up people who have been killed and buried for a very long time cannot find its own when it comes to being perpetrators in this case.
Yes.
I think we are not kids in this country. If they really wanted to get to the bottom of this matter, they have done so.
Let me put it in perspective for people who may not know the story. People were deployed to keep security at the CID headquarters when Koko Anyidoho was being incarcerated.
Yes.
Those people were on guard duty. Those people who were deployed by the officials, who were there on official duty, they assaulted Lateef Idris. They beat him up. Today, we can't identify those people who were sent by the officials to go and do an official duty. We can't see them. We don't know who they are. We can't find them. In fact, they are gone with the wind. It has been months. Mr. Anyidoho has come out of prison. He's now even, well, I shouldn't say prison, should I say? I should say jail. He's now even vying for general secretary. But as for the people who beat Lateef Idris, we can't see them. Maybe they were wearing... Anyway, let me not be cynical. Anymore, finish up the story, please.
Right. So like I said, he says that government is working with the police to bring these unseen and found people to book. He also talked about the murder of Jamal Khashoggi and what that meant for journalism across board. The Chief Justice also spoke. She spoke about how investigative journalism has changed in the course of the years and how much good it has brought to the country. country, and I'm sure she was referring to people like Anas to Manasseh, who have brought a lot of stories out, which have brought a lot of change.
Kwete Nate.
Kwete Nate as well. Yes. Something that she said, I think, that really touches us is, that Kojo said, is that media owners need to provide better conditions of service for journalists to ensure
and they pay, no?
Quality content. Yes, conditions of service. So we thank you very much for speaking on our behalf.
Yes. No. I expected nothing less from Kojo Oponko. Yeah. I mean, he used to occupy our
so he understands the system.
He feels the pain. Do you understand? Okay. Go ahead, Raymond.
Now, let me bring you a story. A story in the Ghanaian Observer is talking about vote buying rocking the NDC elections. Now, we do know that the Youth and Women Caucus within the party actually had the election over the weekend. And this election saw the selection of Hannah Bisu, who was a member of parliament, lost the seat in 2016, becoming the National Women's Organizer. And also, George Opare Ado was elected the National Youth Organizer. Now, George contested a very popular candidate, Boja Jemfi. He also contested Wanda Madilu, who's been Nook's president before, who's been very active in the party. He looked like the underdog from the outside because many in the media did not know him very much. But what they throw out is whether or not, and because he seemed to be a huge supporter of the grouping that is not so much in sync with former President Mahama. So it's interesting to see how this development is going
how
to
that would develop.
He seemed to be a very good adherent of former President Rawlings in this particular case. So how that's also going to play out will be interesting to know. Now, he's replacing Sidi Abubakar, one guy who was the youth organizer, and I heard very little from. I'm sure you know about that too.
Exactly.
He was not so popular in the media, even in this particular case. But we'll see how different it's going to be. Because it looks like the NPP elects very vociferous, very active people as their youth organizer. In this case, Sidi versus Samia Oku. Then when you bring George Opare Ado, who is also going to be more like the Nana Boachi kind of person.
Exactly.
We will see how this is going to play out in the coming election.
Especially since the youth wing of the NPP seem to have played a major role in the NPP's winning of the 2016 elections. I mean, Samia Oku was one of the, if I can use the expression, one of the heroes of the NPP during the 2016 election. Looking at that and comparing him to Sidi Abubakar, who, like we all know, was very silent. And in fact, one of the complaints that the NPP grassroots used to make was the way the women and youth wings of the NDC, I wanted to say NDC grassroots, the way they were treated compared to the NPP. So I know that the NDC would expect to have a change of game plan going into the 2020 election. It will be interesting to see how George, who is popularly known as Pablo, navigates that. But
he's a vandal, so I'm expecting some action from his end.
You know, when you said vandal, I was going to say so you do some vandalism. That's just by the way. Okay, we're going online, and the online news review is brought to you by Zenith Bank. In your best interest, Goyle Good Energy, and download the Safe Doctor app now from Google Play. Safe Doctor, the future of better medical care. My buddy drivers, because of you, we are the CIMG Petroleum Company of the Year for the 3rd year running, and we are rewarding you big time. From now till January 2019, anytime you buy Goyle fuel 80 cedis and above, collect a scratch card, dial *161 *4645 hash and follow the steps. You'll receive an instant message for your reward. Then you get rewards like free fuel, airtime, lunch for 2, driver's vest, and many more. So buy more, text more to accrue more points, because additionally there will be loyalty rewards every month. When you accrue the highest points, you receive a Goyle Go card loaded up to 1,000 cedis fuel or free lubricant plus free servicing and hotel accommodation for 2. Drive to any Goyle station, buy more, and get your rewards instantly. Goyle, ifie. Promo runs till January 2019. Terms and conditions apply. Goyle Good Energy, Goyle Genera Yedia. It's been a while since I said good morning to Robert Tre, PRO for Goyle. Good morning, Robert. How are you doing? Now is the time to own a Zenith MasterCard. Apply for a Zenith MasterCard debit or prepaid card and enjoy 2 great benefits: no issuance fee and a chance to receive a gift of the city equivalent of $50 on your Zenith MasterCard. So don't be left out. Sign up for your Zenith MasterCard debit or prepaid card today. Offer is available to account and non-account holders. Terms and conditions apply. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. We're going to go online in a moment, beginning with myjoyonline.com, and of course myjoyonline.com begins with an op-ed by Sandiso Sibisi, youth employment critical for Africa's economic growth. You want to read that? Very interesting statistics being thrown in there. You know, Africa currently has the largest population of young people in the world. Some 200 million people aged between 15 and 24, accounting for 60% for all of Africa's joblessness. Now, here is the case where we have so many young people who need jobs, yet if you look at the inclusive sectors of the economy, places like manufacturing, places like agriculture, you don't see growth in there that can absorb these guys. So you would want to read Sandiso's great article and get some more insights into that. PrimeNewsGhana.com says KNUST interim council will not survive. Okudzeto-Ablakwa speaking there, and he was speaking on Newsfile on Saturday. Good morning to Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, former ex-president and former vandal as well. Yes. So he has a lot of experience in these matters, and former deputy minister of education, so he has a lot of experience from both sides. Al-Jazeera.com says 2 UN peacekeepers killed in Mali attacks. Unfortunately, this happened in Kona in the central Mopti region. So we're going to take these important messages and then we'll go for the BBC News at 7. But you want to stay with us, we'll be celebrating our colleagues who won awards over the weekend at the GJA Awards, and we'll be learning how they braved difficult circumstances to bring you these amazing stories. Also, we will be talking to students of KNUST who currently are not in support, I can say that advisedly, of the new Interim Management Council. But why? Isn't this what they wanted? We'll find out today on the Super Morning Show. Stay with us.
Before Interplast in Green Irrigation System.